All righty, good afternoon, everybody. We welcome you to Texas League Baseball. And now here's the voice of the Corpus Christi Hooks and San Antonio Missions. Here is the one, the only, John Baker. Well, thank you, Bob, and we welcome you into this Sunday afternoon broadcast of Texas League Baseball. It is the final matchup of the first half between the two ball clubs, between the visiting San Antonio Missions and your Corpus Christi Hooks. Well, after this game today, Corpus Christi gets to stay home, lucky boys, and they get to take on the visiting Springfield Cardinals Tuesday through Sunday next week. San Antonio will head north to Wichita, Kansas to take on the Wind Surge in a 6-game set. And that will pretty much conclude the first half of the regular season. Go online now at CorpusChristiHooksBaseball.com or even our favorite Texas League ball clubs. And you can download and purchase and print your tickets from home. You can also follow your favorite teams all season live with Bally Live here and also YouTube Live as well. Well, anyway, I'm joined in the booth by my partner, Bob. Bob, happy Sunday. And so far, going to be a pretty good one as well. Yeah, I got to say, John, it's going to be a great afternoon for baseball here today. And so far, the sun is out, partly cloudy skies. We are looking at a beautiful afternoon for baseball here today. And I got to say, Bob, absolutely right. You know, the sky was cloudy the last 2 days. And so far, all that rain that we got was because of that upper level low going right to the middle part of Texas. And it just downpoured and waterlogged San Angelo really good. Mason and Brady, and also outside of San Antonio, Kerrville got hit a lot of rain, about 11 to 12 plus inches worth, and IH-10 going towards Sonora and Ozona, it was bad. And so far, I don't think a lot of people could get out of Kerrville because of all that rain they got. But anyway, there was water rescues, and so far out there in Bandera as well, they got water rescues and everything else. But to those that have lost loved ones through this time, we are going to go in a moment of silence to honor those that have been lost. Well, anyway, we thank y'all for just taking the time to remember those that were lost during the flash floods. And so far, it was bad. It was a bad 4th of July. The weekend was bad. Couldn't go out and do anything. But anyway, the weekend was bad. But hey, look at us. We got baseball. We are here in Corpus Christi for one more day. And so far after that, Bob and I are headed back to San Antonio. And Tuesday through Sunday, catch Ben Gelman doing the Missions and Wichita Wind Surge there at beautiful Porch Stadium. And that one is home to the Wichita Wind Surge. And so far, going to be a pretty good week up there to conclude the first half of this Texas League season. We're back on Friday, July 18th, taking on a 9-game homestand, and that is with the visiting Amarillo Sod Poodles and the Midland Rockhounds there in San Antonio. And got to say, going to be a pretty good, interesting ball game in that one. But anyway, we are going to get right to final scores. And so far, well, here we go. Let's get to it. Well, on the porch, Wichita beats Tulsa 15-13. Double-digit ball game. And so far, that was a pretty good game for Wichita. Boy, and I tell you what, they did pretty good right there. And so far, 7 runs for Tulsa in the top of the first inning. Wichita had 5. And then top of the second, Tulsa hits 1. Wichita got 3. Then bottom of the third, Wichita got 1. And then you had 2 double type innings for Tulsa. 2 runs 5th inning, 2 runs 6th inning. A run down in the bottom of the 6th, 4 runs, bottom of 7, and then it was single runs in the 8th inning, and then top of the 9th, it was no run. And so far, Wichita won this ball game 15-13. Final score, the Riders' final score 5-1, and Springfield winning their last game there 7-3 against Northwest Arkansas. Well, if you didn't hear that last one, Arkansas 5-1 against Frisco. San Antonio and Corpus Christi about set to go. Midland and Amarillo fixing to get going as well. Well, we are going to bring you our live coverage ball game right now, and we are taking you downstairs for this one. Well, glad that the sun is out and we got partly cloudy skies on the Sunday afternoon. So have a hint of shade and
now,
so far we are having that right now, which that is pretty good. Definitely the last time seeing Bayfront Park for this first half of the regular season. Logan Van Way coming up now as he'll do the pitching for Corpus Christi. He holds a 4-seam slider, changeup, and a sinker as he gets ready to go here in the top of the first inning for the Corpus Christi Hooks. The left fielder is the leadoff man, Albert Fabian. He gets going for San Antonio here today. And here is the pitch. That is in for the cold strike 1. And we are underway of our broadcast. Mostly cloudy skies, evidently. It is look like mostly cloudy. But evidently cloud cover will intensify as the evening goes on. Overnight cloudy skies getting into a Monday morning. Well, some fans are saying it's raining in San Antonio, and yes, it is. It is coming down. Heavy rain. Could be thunderstorms. But 1 ball and 2 strikes, and the pitch right there. That's in for a hit. And yes, it is an infield single as left fielder Fabian gets in, and boy, pretty good, as that will be considered a base hit early on. So Fabian is in on the scoring path right there at first. And now here is Ethan Salas. Salas coming in, and he's going to hit that one, and that's going to get down a base hit. So 2-1 early on to this game. And as you may know, that last night Corpus Christi winning a 12-0 shutout against San Antonio. And yeah, that was a ball game that we may never forget in this first half of the season. Yeah, I got to say, John, that was wicked. And now center fielder Joshua Mears takes one high and outside for the ball. And the count now 1-0 to him. 2-1, nobody out here in the top of the first inning for the Missions. And the pitch. That one's going to be lofted high in the air. And that is going to be caught right there in right field for the out. And with that, let's give the visiting starting lineups here today. If you look on your screen, Fabian Salas Mears will be the leadoff three. Castagnon Campbell Roederer will be middle. Rojas Cedeno and DeVries will be the end of the batting order as they round it out for San Antonio here this afternoon. First baseman Marcos Castagnon coming in. First and second, one away as Castagnon steps in the right-hand batter's box as he fouls that one behind the backstop, and it's the count now 0-1. Got a great crowd here tonight, or should I say this afternoon. And that is a swing and a miss, strike two. And the count now at 0-2. Corpus Christi wearing their other jersey. San Antonio in their normal road grays. That one fouled off. The count now still holding, no balls, 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. And there's 2 down. Well, Midland and Amarillo will set to go at 7:05 there at Waterridge Field there in downtown Amarillo. That's going to be a liner straight away. And here comes the run in to score as Campbell gets a single. And that'll put runners first and third as Jacob Campbell came through and gets the first run for San Antonio on the board. And now it's a Mission's 1-0 lead against Corpus Christi. Designated hitter Cole Roederer as he stands in, takes a ball, and the count now 1-0. Got a great crowd here today, Bob, and so far next week for Corpus Christi is a 6-game set with Springfield, which that is going to be pretty good. That's high fly in the air deep to center, and that will do for the half inning is over. Jacob Campbell gets the RBI single, so 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, 2 left on, and we head now to the bottom of the first inning. San Antonio up by 1-0 as Corpus Christi comes to bat right after this. Foul set to go for the bottom of the first for Corpus Christi, right now on the Hooks Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Left-hander Jagger Haynes is getting the call in this one, as he has a 3-pitch mix to choose from. That is a 4-seam fastball slider and a changeup on his arsenal. 94 mile per hour that 4-seamer is. Second baseman Jesus Bastidas leading it off for Corpus Christi. First pitch by Jagger Haynes. Here he goes on the way down for a ball or a cold strike. Yeah, wake up there, John. No balls and 1 strike to him. To Jesus Bastidas. And the pitch. That one is a high pop-up up the straightaway center. Right fielder Campbell gets under it. And that is out number 1. With that, let's give the home team starting lineups for Corpus Christi. Bastidas, Baez, and Encarnacion will be the leadoff 3. Daniel Smith, Deming, middle. Cole, Jaworski, and Lavastida rounded out for Corpus Christi here this afternoon. Right fielder Luis Baez coming in as he is set to go. And that one skied high in the air up to center field. Mears under it and does not have to move as much to make the play for that out number 2.
Batting third, the first baseman, Luis.
Well, that'll bring up the first baseman, Luis Encarnacion. Encarnacion coming in, ready to go. Wind up, the pitch is inside for a cold strike. It's 0-1. Well, Bark in the Park Sunday. Just awfully nice to get the dogs out here. And so far, kids and dogs can run the base paths. But dogs need to be on the leash as well. On high fly and out of play. Still holding, no balls and 2 strikes. Well, they run all over the field. You let them dogs everywhere. Yeah, they sure would.
Ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That one right there, 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. And a pitch. Right there and out of play. And still holding on at 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Out of play, foul. And that's going to be a liner straight away up the left field, and that's a base hit. Boy, come through there, and he got it going pretty good. For that line drive 2-out single. Here is Zach Daniels. Boy, he hits that one out of play, foul, and the count now 0-1. No balls. 1 strike. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. Chasing for strike 2. And the count now, no balls, 2 strikes. Well, Corpus Christi fans, Tuesday through Sunday next week, the visiting Springfield Cardinals come to town. Which that's pretty nice, but evidently we head back to San Antonio while the Missions get going to Wichita. And right there, that is out and fouled. The count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Call of 3rd strike, and they got him. No runs, 1 hit. Nowhere's 1 left on for Corpus Christi. We now head to the second. San Antonio leading 1-0. So we'll be right back as Yendry Rojas steps it up for the top of the second inning for San Antonio when we come back. Well, we're the top half of the second inning, set to go for San Antonio. And here's John Baker. Thank you, Bob. Yendry Rojas coming up now for San Antonio as he hits that one up to left field. A base hit, and just like the first inning, he gets in and gets a line drive single. Beautiful right for San Antonio. Nerwillian Cedeno coming in now. Hopefully to score in him and get him going. That's an inside strike. The count now 0-1. Been a terrific first half of the season, right, Bob? Gotta say, John, absolutely right. And before you know it, we're down to our last 6 games starting next week here in Wichita. That one is got high in the air up to right field. Moving under it, the right fielder makes the play, and there's one down.
Batting 9, the shortstop, number 94.
And that'll bring up the shortstop, Leo Dallas DeVries, as he comes in. Was set to go. 1 out, 1 on. Shortstop DeVries to the plate. Takes that one high and inside for the cold strike. Gets the count now 0-1. Springfield and Corpus Christi Sunday. Next week we'll wrap up the first half. And that's going to be right there. Line drive. That is a base hit. And that's going to score in one all the way from first base. And San Antonio scores their second run on an RBI double by Leo Dallas DeVries. And that's going to be pretty good. That'll bring up the next batter up, San Antonio left fielder, Albert Fabian, coming in. As he'll take a slider outside to count now 1 ball and no strikes. 1 for 1, a single by Fabian this afternoon. 2-0 San Antonio, top of 2 against Corpus Christi. Outside for a ball, the count now 2-0. Well, we'll say change of plans today on Bark in the Park. The dogs can enjoy the ball game, kids can run the bases, and we'll just be even that way. Yeah, I think that would be a good idea because we don't want the dogs running everywhere and then you can't catch them or then they try to get into a fight. Yeah, that can't happen right there. And that is ball 4, and he loses him on 4 pitches. Wow.
Now batting.
So the leadoff batter gets on first.
Salas.
And here is Ethan Salas, 1 for 1. We'll say for Fabian, he did a great holdup. Did not chase after any one of those 4 pitches. And so far, he got going there on first. Got a great crowd today on this final time of these 2 ball clubs in the first half. And that one is out of play. The count now 0-2. Well, Corpus Christi winning last night, 12-0 shutout finish. And so far, it was just a whooping for San Antonio.
1 and 2.
And that is going to be outside the count now 1-2. Fans are saying it's raining there in San Antonio, and it is coming down heavy. Would not want to be driving in that mess. Yeah, me neither. That's going to be right there, and he is safe. Oh, my goodness, almost got him. Ooh, and the wild pitch gets away. And that's one thing you don't want to do when you get in there and you know that you're nearly getting picked off. That was a dangerous, closely play right there. Yeah, very dangerous there, John. It could have costed an out. And it would have been down to the final chance for Ethan Salas. That's right there. Line drive base hit. And the 3rd run for San Antonio in the score, making it a 3-0 ball game. And Corpus Christi now trailing 3. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Joshua Mears, as he'll come in. 3-0 San Antonio, top of the second inning. Still underway of this ball game, and 3 runs given up by Corpus Christi. Center fielder Joshua Mears coming in, first and third, 1 away. 3-0 San Antonio here in the second inning. That is right there. Line drive. That's going to hug the line. A base hit. And that'll bring in run number 4. Here comes another one. And that is going to be 2 runs in for San Antonio. By golly, the left fielder out there bobbled the ball. Couldn't get up with it. And that is a 5-0 lead for San Antonio. Amazing. Coming back, and after giving up a 12-0 ball game last night, pretty rough around the edges. Here comes the Corpus Christi manager, and that's going to do for the starter here today. It's not focusing on all cylinders, so yep, he is being booted out. This ball game is underway. Only the top half of the second inning, and they're going to switch it to a righty, Jairo Solis. 4-seam cutter slider and a changeup will get going for Corpus Christi. Down 5-0 already, the 6th potential run for San Antonio in scoring position. That one high and outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Jairo Solis now underway pitching for Corpus Christi. First baseman is Marcos Castañon as he leads it. Set to go here in this ball game. And that's a swing and a miss. The count now 1-1. So fans watching the ball game there in San Antonio, they have to watch it in their houses today. Or on the computer, because we are live on YouTube. Pretty good right there. 2 balls and a strike. Just a pretty good, nice afternoon here at the ballpark, and that's going to be right there. The count now 2-2. Well, it's our last road trip here in Corpus Christi. Then we head to Wichita, Kansas. Here's the 2-2. That's going to be right there. Foul ball, and that was almost fair. Boy, that would have been nice if it was. Would have brought in another run. Here's the pitch. 2-2. Outside, ball 3. Full count now. And right fielder Jacob Campbell coming in. And the pitch. And that is strike 3 called, and that is 2 down.
The batter, number 7.
And that'll bring up number 7, right fielder Jacob Campbell. RBI single in the first is 1 for 1. San Antonio 5, Corpus Christi nothing. Top of 2. That is fouled off, and now the count now 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. That one is high pop-up, out in foul grounds. Moving under it, the first baseman will make the play, and that ends the inning. Man, a big rally here as we get going. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and 1 left. 2.5. San Antonio leading 5-0. Third baseman Cam Smith will lead it off at the bottom of the second for Corpus Christi when we come back. Well, leading off the bottom of the second inning for Corpus Christi, here is the third baseman, Cam Smith. Here's John Baker. Thank you, Bob. And gotta say, for the bottom half of 2, 5, 6, 7 due up against Jagger Haynes. That one is a high pop-up right behind home plate. Salas will get it, and there's one quick out.
Batting 6, the designated hitter, Austin.
Designated hitter
Deming.
is Austin Deming as he comes in. Well, that high flyer was not a good one. When you get up there, you pop it up behind the home plate, and the catcher knows he's got that one for sure. And the pitch right there and not a play. Count now 0-2. I think what San Antonio's plan is today, they're going to inflict a lot of runs on Corpus Christi. And so far, they are determined to win this one before heading to Wichita this afternoon. And that's going to be out number 2, as that's a high pop-up straightaway first base and 2 down. Center fielder Zach Cole coming in. As we are set to go, it could be a 1-2-3 inning for Corpus Christi, and that's going to be a high fly pop-up and straightaway left field. That is getting down foul, and the count now 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, and the pitch. And that is outside. The count now 1-1. Midland and Amarillo will start at 7:05 this evening. So far, a few hours from that, as fans there in Amarillo, Wateridge Field in downtown Amarillo, fans getting their tickets right about now and getting set for a terrific evening of baseball. And that is strike 3 swinging. 1-2-3, and they go down retired. Top of the third coming up. San Antonio has a 5-run advantage against Corpus Christi. The designated hitter, Cole Roederer, leads it off in the third for San Antonio when we come back. About set to go for the top of the third for San Antonio. And here's John Baker. Thank you, Bob. And we're here in the third inning. Cole Roederer coming in
That's off the corner.
as he takes that one outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Top of 3, San Antonio 5, Corpus Christi nothing. That one's right there. Line drive up to right field. That's a base hit. It's going to get down up to the right field area. That's going to be a Roederer double. How do you like that? Boy, that was pretty impressive. He comes out there and he just whacked it right there. And there ain't no doubt about it. That ball was inside for a base hit. Well, that will bring in Yendry Rojas as he comes in, but takes a strike inside. The count now 0-1. Boy, San Antonio hoping to win this one here at Corpus Christi, and then it's off to Wichita, Kansas after this. That one down and in. The count now 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner as second is the 6-hole batter. Cole Roederer stands out there at second. And the pitch. And that's going to be right there. Line drive, and it falls down. Here comes Roederer, and he scores in. So now it's San Antonio 6. And now it's a big lead getting away from San Antonio. Or getting away from Corpus Christi. And boy, I tell you one thing, the Missions now plan attack. And that's going to be right there. Line drive up to right field, and the right fielder runs it down. That'll bring in Norwelian Cedeno as he's out, retired in this one. Third inning, and here is Leo Dallas DeVries. Boy, and last night and 4th of July, we've had fireworks night like you wouldn't even believe. Just beautiful. Beautiful fireworks, beautiful independence. God bless our nation and our country. Just absolutely beautiful. Right there, high in the air, up to the first baseman. DeVries is down and out. And so far, that will be 2 away.
The left fielder, number 30, Albert.
So Albert Fabian will stride up. He's the leadoff man for San Antonio. 1 for 1 coming in the ball game. And the pitch. That one fouled and away. The count now 0-1. Well, Midland and Amarillo set to go 6 o'clock or 6 o'clock this evening, it looks. Nope. And that's going to get away right there. And that's going to be a wild pitch. And boy, not a good thing when you have that on you. Ouch. And that manager just looking at his pitcher. Boy, that makes him look totally stupid on that one. For sure, Bob, for sure. Well, if he comes around to score, I wouldn't be surprised if he's banging his head on the wall or frustrated as it is. And the pitch. Fouled off again and still staying alive, 1-2. Well, I would say it would be a Amarillo 7:05 first pitch in there against Midland. And right there, that will finish him off, and that will be the side retired. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left. 3.5. San Antonio leading it 6-0. As we head to the bottom of the third, Jaworski, Lavastida, and Bastidas will let it go for the bottom of the third. About set to go for the bottom of the third right now in the Corpus Christi Baseball Network. Chase Jaworski coming in as we're set to go here in this half inning, and it's a count now 0-1 as he fouls that one off. Underway, bottom of the home third for Corpus Christi. And the pitch. That one is a high pop-up. Uh-oh, there he goes again. And that is out number 1. Just like the bottom half of the second, they had a few pop-ups. And now they are not having it here today. Ryan Lavastida coming in as he's set to go, and the pitch. That one's going to be high fly in the air. Campbell getting after it, and he makes the catch. Well done for him. There is Jacob Campbell. And that'll bring in the second baseman, Jesus Bastidas. Leading it off for Corpus Christi. Here's the pitch right there and in for a cold strike, and it's 0-1. Well, fans watching in their homes, and so far in San Antonio, it has been raining for half the afternoon. And so far, pretty good on that. That is fouled off. The count now 0-2. One more, and it will be another 0 on the board. Right there, and not a play foul. Still hanging 0-2. Boy, got to say, John, another inning that's come and gone real quick. And so far, they're trying to strike out this batter, Jesus Bastidas. And so far, trying to end this next half inning. No balls, 2 strikes. And that one's going to be skied high in the air up to right field. Campbell will be on the horse, and he'll make the play for the third and final out. No runs, hits, or errors for Corpus Christi. We head to the fourth. San Antonio up by 6. Salas, Mears, and Castañon will lead it off in the top half of the fourth when we come back. Well, we head to the top half of the fourth inning for San Antonio right here at the Corpus Christi Hooks Baseball Network. Ethan Salas coming in as he'll take a slider inside. The count now 0-1. Underway of inning number 4 for San Antonio. And the pitch. That one is skied high in the air, deep to right field. And boy, does that, no, does not have a chance. Boy, I was thinking for clearly a moment it would have had a pretty good chance getting out of here. San Antonio would have had their 7th plated run today if that was to happen. Center fielder Joshua Mears coming up now. And the pitch, that's right there, and that's going to be out of play, foul. And the count now at 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch, swing and a miss, and that is outside. And the count now 0-2. Boy, already 6 o'clock on this evening, and so far Amarillo and Midland fixing to play at 7. That one fouled off. The count now 1-2. Pretty good day for us here, Bob, in Corpus Christi. That one fouled off. The count now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Still hanging on. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. And that's down on strikes for Joshua Mears.
Now batting, the first baseman, Marcos Castanon.
Marcos Castanon coming in now. 6-0 San Antonio, top of the 4th inning. And that is a swing and a miss. The count now 0-1. Sad that the first half nearly to its end after next Sunday game against Wichita. Yeah, I know, John, and it's going to be 4 days of rest for all of us. And so far, we are back at it Friday, July 18th, when we take on Amarillo. Yeah, that is for sure. Well, called third strike, and that will do it. No runs, hits, or errors. Nobody left on for San Antonio. It's 4.5, and the Missions have the front lead, 6-0. Luis Baez coming in as we're set to go when we return here in Texas League Baseball. It's San Antonio 6, Corpus Christi 0. Well, we head to the bottom of the 4th inning right now for the Corpus Christi Hooks Baseball Network. Leading off the inning, the next batter up, Luis Baez. As he comes in, and boy, he powers that one up to center field. And that is a leadoff base hit for Corpus Christi. They still have a long way to go in this ball game, and so far, Jagger Haynes giving up that second hit to Luis Baez. And that'll bring up Luis Encarnacion as he comes in. The pitch is right there, swing and a miss. The count now 0-1. 1-for-1 single here today for Corpus Christi. Can't wait till we're back home in San Antonio taking on that 9-game homestand starting that Friday, July 18th against Amarillo and Midland. Sod Poodles and Rockhounds. Really good on that. That is right there. Liner straightaway center field. And that is a base hit. 2 back-to-back singles. Nobody out.
Left fielder, Zach.
And so far, getting pretty good for Corpus Christi as they try to get on the scoreboard. Double play would get them out of the half inning. That one up the left field. That is Fabian's ball, and he's got it. So there's one down. Trying to prevent them from scoring in any runs. It'd be a perfect game to see a San Antonio victory with no runs. Third baseman Cam Smith coming in. 2-1, 1 away here in the bottom of 4. San Antonio has a pretty good, sizable lead, and that's going to be right there, out of here. And that's a 3-run shot. And Corpus Christi, look at that, gets a 3 runs by Cam Smith. 6-3 are score here in the bottom of 4. So that means they're not shut out any longer in this one. And that'll bring up Austin Deming. Deming coming in as he'll take that one foul. The count now 0-1. Still a little ways till this ball game comes to a deciding factor. Evidently, Corpus Christi winning the last 4 in this series this week. Making a little push. I like the little pushes that they've been doing. Corpus Christi at 29 wins of the year, looking for their 30th. If getting in and taking down San Antonio would be their best interests. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be skied high in the air up to center field. Deming and center fielder Joshua Mears has it. And that is out number 2 for Deming.
Now batting, the center fielder, Zach Cole.
Center fielder Zach Cole coming in is 0 for 1, a strikeout. And a pitch. Right there and inside for a strike. The count now 0-1. 6-3. San Antonio leading this game by 3 against Corpus Christi. That's going to be right there. Line drive, a base hit. And so forwardly, another single comes in.
Batter, number 1, shortstop, Chase.
And that's going to bring in Chase Jaworski. As he comes in, takes that one outside for the ball. The count now 1-0. So far, San Antonio needs to stay up in this ball game, winning. Hopefully, winning another one here and getting off the losing streak. That one high and in the air and up to right field as Campbell will make the play, and that ends the inning. Cam Smith getting a 3-run shot, and that will pretty much do it. So 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and they leave nobody on base. We head to the top of the 5th as Jacob Campbell strides up next for San Antonio here in this one. We're back after this for the top of the 5th inning for San Antonio when we come back. Fifth inning, start to go for San Antonio right here on the Corpus Christi Hooks Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Right fielder Jacob Campbell coming up now as we are set to go for the top of five. And that is outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Boy, that was a big win for Wichita this afternoon. 15-13 against Tulsa. Arkansas 5-1 against Frisco. Springfield 7-3 against Northwest Arkansas. 2 4-ball clubs that are now underway and going is pretty much going pretty good. San Antonio 6-3, top of the 5th inning here in Corpus Christi. Amarillo and Midland going right now. That's a high pop-up to second base. First baseman has it, and there is out number 1.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Cole Roederer.
The designated hitter is Cole Roederer, and that was the double that he had as 1 for 2. Batting point 343. Pretty good for him. And that's going to be high flying in the air up to center, and that will be out number 2. So 2 down here.
Now batting, third baseman.
And that'll bring up the third baseman, Yendry Rojas. 2 for 2, 2 singles, RBI, and a run. Midland and Amarillo fixing to go their last game in their series. They're at Wateridge Field in downtown Amarillo. Boy, we got a big road travel coming up to Kansas. We head to Wichita after today. And so far, it is what it is. 2 balls, no strikes. That one's going to be right there. Line drive up to the second, going to first, and that will do it. Plenty of time for the inning to come to a unceremonious end. No runs, hits, or errors. Nobody left on for San Antonio. 5.5 complete. San Antonio leading this one 6-3. We're back here as Brian Lavastida strides up for Corpus Christi when we come back. Well, we are the bottom half of the 5th inning and set to go. Brian Lavastida. Take it away, John. Thank you, Bob. 9-1-2 due up against Jagger Haynes. That one skied high in the air up to left field. Fabian getting after it, and that makes the play for 1 down.
Now batting, second baseman.
So that'll bring up the second baseman, Jesus Bastidas, as he comes in. Midland underway, top of the 1st inning. A base runner for the Rockhounds. Going really well to start off their ball game there in Amarillo. 1 ball, no strikes. Bottom of 5, 6-3 San Antonio here in this game. And that's going to be right there. Line drive. That's a base hit, and it'll get down. Extra bases And going to first, going to second, and he's not stopping. He's going for three, and he's up there with a one-out triple. That is Jesus Bastidas. And so far, he is now a fourth potential run for Corpus Christi. And so far, they're going to try to get him going in this one. Here's the pitch, and that's inside for a strike, and the count now at 0-1. Crowd broadcast brought to you on part by Whataburger. Served hot and fresh since 1950. Served Corpus Christi for over 75 years, surrounding cities as well. Here's the 0-1, and that one is popped out of play. The count now 0-2. From Wichita, Kansas to Tulsa, Oklahoma, all the way to Amarillo, Midland, Frisco, and San Antonio, and other cities around. Whataburger has always been the pride and joy of hamburgers, chicken strips, and salads. And even breakfast, like taquitos and all types of good stuff. Well, with two down, that'll bring up Luis Encarnacion. Encarnacion coming in, and he'll take that one out of play, foul, and it's 0-1. Well, we'll have July as Christmas. So Christmas in July for San Antonio will be the third and final game against them. Have again Christmas in July against Midland. That's right there, hit to Cedeno, and he overshot it. Oh my goodness. An error comes in, a run comes in. That was supposed to be a play that should have got him out of the inning. And that was in Corpus Christi's bullpen. By golly, and that will be the error on Nerwelian Cedeno as he had the ball, and he is slapped with that error. Left fielder Zach Daniels coming in. Tying run at the plate. Go ahead waits on deck, and that's an inside strike. The count now 0-2. San Antonio trying to get out of this half inning, trying to prevent the two runs coming in and the 0-2. That one fouled off and still quickly holding no balls, 2 strikes. San Antonio through this game has had 6 runs, and so far they have held up to their own defense, trying to win their 47th of the year to wrap up the first half in Corpus Christi. 0-2. And that is going to be lofted high in the air up to center field, and that will do it. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left. We head to the 6th. San Antonio leading this one 6-4. Cedeno, DeVries, and Fabian will lead it off when we come up to the top of the 6th inning for San Antonio right here on the Corpus Christi Baseball Network. Top of the sixth inning, set to go for San Antonio right now on the Hooks Baseball Network. Well, Blake Wyman getting the call for Corpus Christi as he's set to go in relief. And here is the second baseman, Nerwillian Cedeno. Boy, this guy, first time around, getting an error on an overshoot. But he's going to try to make amends by putting in some runs. That's going to be right there, and that is gloved to third right on for the out. And he did not last not 5 seconds out there because hit that ball and all of a sudden caught for the out. And here's the pitch. That one fouled off. The count now 0-1. Well, Amarillo down to the bottom of the first inning, and Midland pitching in that ball game.
One ball, one strike.
And that's the count now 1-1 in this one. A righty and two righties, Fleury and Gomez, warming up for Corpus Christi, as they're being the bullpen, warming up and getting things going. And that's going to be right there, and that'll hit them. Left fielder Albert Fabian coming in, 1 for 2 single and 2 runs. Runner at first after the 9-hole batter gets hit. And that's an inside strike. The count now 0-1. Top of the sixth inning. San Antonio holding a slim lead, 6-4. Trying to score in some more runs if need be. And that's right there. The count now 0-2. So far, our final 4 ball clubs today playing baseball. And that is to wrap up this week's series. And just one more week of baseball, and that will do it. First half will be completed. Second half will start Friday, July 18th. As we get going on that. That is right there. Swung on and missed, and that is out number 2.
Now batting, the catcher, Ethan.
And here is the catcher, Ethan Salas. Batting in the right-hand batter box. Set to go. The pitch. That's going to be right there. Line drive. That is out of play. Look out over there. Trying to shoot one to either right, center, or left field. That would be pretty good for a 2-run shot. And that is inside for strike 2. Ouch. Not a good way to get that one going. Yeah, I know, Bob. No balls, 2 strikes to Salas. And the pitch. Outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Salas. And the pitch. Fouled off again. We're trying to get something going and just ready to go. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that's a swing and a miss, inning over. Well, no runs on a hit, no errors, and actually, no runs, hit, or errors, 1 left on after getting plunked. Smith, Deming, and Cole will lead off bottom of 6 when we come back here in this one. It is San Antonio 6, Corpus Christi 4. Bottom half of the sixth inning set to go for Corpus Christi right now on the Hooks Baseball Network. Third baseman Cam Smith coming up now as he'll lead it off for Corpus Christi. Hits that one skied up to right field, and that is up to Campbell to get it, and he does. Makes a terrific play, and that's out number one.
The designated hitter, Austin.
Designated hitter, Austin Deming, the designated hitter. 0 for 2 in this one. Pitch right there out of play. And still hanging on, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike, and the pitch. That's a swing and a miss right there. The count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. That one high fly in the air and out of play. So the count now still remaining 0-2. Here's the 0-2. Swing! And they got him. Well, that's another threat eliminated as that will be 2 down. Here is Zach Kroll. 7th inning coming up after this one. And the pitch is right there in the end for a strike. The count now 0-1. Jagger Haynes getting back to his rhythm of attacking that strike zone, and so far got to keep the leveled confidence on his side, and just hopefully he could get through this half inning and let San Antonio get to the 7th inning and see if they get any more runs to go. Here's the pitch. That's a high pop-up. Shortstop DeVries have it in his track, and he does, for the inning is over. No runs, hits, or errors. Nobody left on for Corpus Christi. We head down to the 7th inning, and San Antonio leading this game 6-4. We're back for a new reliever as we come back in just a few moments as we get going for the 7th in this one. Top half of the seventh inning set to go for San Antonio right now on the Hooks Baseball Network. Jose Fleury coming out now as he warms up on the mound, and so far he'll be called upon to pitch here in the top of the seventh inning for Corpus Christi. San Antonio center fielder Joshua Mears coming up now, 1 for 3. A double that led to 2 RBIs, which that was pretty cool. Here's the pitch. And that's an inside strike. The count now at 0-1. 1 full inning and no scores. And evidently San Antonio up by 2 runs in this one. No balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch is outside. And the count now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that's going to be a ground ball straight to shortstop. Throw down, and he'll get him at first.
The first baseman, number
1
6,
down as Joshua Mears is retired. And that'll bring up first baseman Marcos Castañon. So far, it is a work night tonight, and hope everybody had an awesome 4th of July because, well, evidently, it was not the best of heart that we've had to see flash flooding and all this other bad stuff. Yeah, I know, John. And so far, I know how much you wanted to go to the ranch and stuff, but evidently, well, it was pretty much working on that Friday evening. And even though with all that rain, there was a lot that it was just, I'm speechless. So right there, the count now 0-1 to Jacob Campbell. As that will be no balls and 1 strike to him. Cloud cover still coming in, and had the sun just a little while ago, and yeah, the clouds starting to get in after this one. That one high fly in the air and out of play. The count now 0-2. Well, we're still seeing a lot of sun and clouds mixed here and there.
No, that's a ball.
And that's a ball. The count now 1-2. So far, a pretty good afternoon for baseball. We are now getting into the early stages of evening time. Well, right there, the count now 1-2. Here is the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got him. And that will do it. No runs, hits, or errors. Nobody left on for San Antonio. And we are going into the stretch inning. It is 6-4. San Antonio up by 2 in this ball game as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Chase Jaworski, Lavastida, and Bastidas will get going for bottom of 7 when we return from our break. Well, glad that you have a nice seventh inning stretch, but now it's time to get back at it. Well, Chase Jaworski leading it off for Corpus Christi as we're back here, leading off the bottom of 7. Here is Jagger Haynes. First pitch is outside for a ball. The count now 1-0. John, thank you for allowing me to do some of these and stuff. Well, no problem. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch, swing and a miss right there. And the count now at 1-1. Right after tonight, John, we start our 10-day vacation, and that's going to be pretty good. That one right there, high in the air. Center fielder Joshua Mears got that one with contempt and put that one in his pocket, and that is out number 1. Jaworski hit that one pretty hard, and here's Brian Lavastida as he comes in. And that's right there, the count now at 0-1. I thought I saw something funny. Bob, come on. Pay attention, will you? A line drive base hit. And that is a no-out single. Well, a one-out single, I should say. Here is Jesus Bastidas as he comes in, takes a ball outside. The count now 1-0. He tripled 1 for 3. Second baseman tonight. Yep, sure is there, Bob. Okay, you want to lead? Go ahead. Here's a 1-0, and that is out of play, and they'll be even up at 1-1. Amarillo leading Midland 2-0 there in the bottom of the second inning. Now going to the third there at downtown Amarillo, and that's going to be right there, line drive. And that's a base hit. So that will be first and third, 1 away.
The right fielder, Luis.
That'll bring up the right fielder, Luis Baez. And it looks like we are going to have a pitching change for San Antonio, as that will do for this guy here today. Well, he's gone out of the ball game, responsible for the runners there at first and third. 1 away in this ball game, 6-4. San Antonio just in trouble now. As tying run now at first. The go-ahead's now standing to the plate. Omar Cruz now getting in for San Antonio. And he's got a 4-seam curveball and a changeup and a 2-seam fastball going on that one as well. Right fielder Baez coming in. Here's the stretch back up there. And he's going to get him. And right there in time could have been a double play. And now a run in to score. Corpus Christi now trailing by 1. Tying run at second. Luis Encarnacion coming in. Boy, that was back to the mound. Boy, what a good play right there. And that's going to be right there. And the count now 1 ball and no strikes. 2 outs. Runner at second. 1 run in to score. And the pitch, that's downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. Two-0. And that one is a high pop-up straight away up to right field. Campbell makes the play, and that ends the inning. So 1 run on couple of hits, no errors, 1 left. We head to the top of the 8th inning, and it is 6-5 San Antonio here in this ball game as we go to the top of the 8th inning for San Antonio when we come back. Top of the 8th inning for San Antonio right now, the Hooks Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Cole Roederer stands in now. 6-7-8 against Jose Fleury. And we're about ready to go. Here's the pitch. That one is outside for the ball. The count now 1-0. 6,655 today in attendance. Boy, two warmer uppers, Lola and Gomez, warming up in the Corpus Christi bullpen, and that is right there. The count now 1-1. Boy, already 7:45 on this evening.
That's a ball.
Well, actually, nope. What time is it, Bob? About close to 7, nearly. So 2 balls, 1 strike, and the pitch is outside, and they'll count down 3-1. Yep, thank you, Bob, and so far I'll take over from this one. And the count now will load up full, and it's 3-2. And the pitch, swing, and it miss. Boy, not even in contact did he try to get up to that one.
The third baseman,
Yendry Rojas coming in now. And the pitch. That is right there. Ground hop, straightaway second. And they'll throw him out at first. And there's 2 down.
Second baseman, Nerwillian Cedeno.
Nerwillian Cedeno coming in now. Flied out in the second end was the error of this ball game. And the pitch, that is right there. Throw down, and that ends it. No runs, hits, or errors. Nobody on for San Antonio. We had bottom half of the 8th inning, and it's 6-5 San Antonio. So about ready to go. Daniel, Smith, and Deming will lead it off when we come back. Bottom half of the 8th inning for Corpus Christi coming up right now. The Hooks Baseball Network. Well, leading off for Corpus Christi, Zach Daniels coming in now. Takes the ball outside. The count now 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. Leadoff batter here in the 8th inning, and that's going to be an inside strike. And the count now at 1-1. Here's the pitch. That one skied high in the air, up to right field. Campbell in pursuit, and that makes the play for out number 1.
Third baseman, Cam Smith.
Cam Smith coming in, the third baseman. 3-run shot in the 4th inning is 1 for 3. Here's the pitch. That one right there, line drive, and that's a base hit. Intercepted by Joshua Mears as he comes in.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Austin Deming.
Had to bring in Austin Deming. And the pitch to him is in for a strike, and the count now 0-1. as he comes in and is ready to go. And that's right there. Line drive. That's a base hit. Go-ahead run is on first base now. Tying run at second. Boy, and Corpus Christi trying to stake another one. And that is going to be right there. That is deep. That is wide. And that is gone. And Corpus Christi takes the lead. And it's now 8-6 for them. Boy, San Antonio had a 6-run lead, and now that lead has evaporated. These boys are here to play. Yeah, they are, and especially when the first half is near its end. And so far, they tried their level best to keep the wins going. That's pretty much hard to even get going in that one. Well, after giving up a 3-run shot, and that's going to do for Omar Cruz. Well, San Antonio will get a new relief pitcher in. And so far, that will pretty much be it for that one. Jason Blanchard getting the call here for San Antonio is a left-hander. 4-seam slider, changeup, and a 2-seam fastball coming in for San Antonio here in this one. Chase Jaworski coming in as he'll hit that one high in the air up to center field, and that will be out number 2. Boy, and San Antonio needs to tie it up in the top of the 9th inning.
Now batting, catcher.
And evidently that's what they need to do. Ryan Lavastida coming in now. Takes that one high in the inside, and that is Castellon's ball. And so far, that will do for the inning. Is over. Zach Cole gets a 3-run shot, and Corpus Christi now with the lead. It's 8-6 Hooks. We'll be right back for the top of the 9th inning as we're set to go. The final 3 outs for San Antonio here in this one. We're back for more baseball. It's Corpus Christi 8, San Antonio 6. Top of the ninth for San Antonio right now on the Hooks Baseball Network.
Pitching for the Hook.
AJ Blue Ball coming in now as he'll close the door in this assignment. Four-seam slider and a changeup and a sweeper comes in for him here on the mound for Corpus Christi.
For San Antonio, the shortstop.
Shortstop Leo Dallas DeVries coming in now. Stadium lights now taking almost full effect here this evening. And that one, well crushed. That one is gone. And Leo Dallas DeVries comes in and puts that one out of reach. And they will get a run back. It's now a one-run ball game. Corpus Christi now being trailed in this game. It is now a 8-7 ball game. That one high in the air and 428 on the 100.9 mile per hour exit velocity. Does San Antonio pretty good. Left fielder Albert Fabian coming in as he takes that one and hits that one down. Weak contact, and that is out number one.
The batter.
Boy, one more run to tire up. And that'll bring in Ethan Salas. 2 for 4, 2 singles, a RBI, and a run here in this ball game. And the pitch. That one is right there. That's a line drive straight away up to right field, and that's a base hit. Boy, a double play would end this one, and Corpus Christi would win their 30th of the season. But evidently it will be coming to who wins this one. Joshua Mears coming in as that's a strike inside. The count now 0-1. Game on the line for San Antonio here in this last one in Corpus Christi. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch, that is right there. They'll get 1, and they got 2, and Corpus Christi wins it. Well, gotta say, that was a rough outing to go on that one. You know, I would say win number 31 for Corpus Christi. And San Antonio now in a 5-game losing streak. Boy, that home run and so far a lot of other home runs would have got this game going. But Corpus Christi came back and beat San Antonio once again here at home. And so far, that will do it for this week. Well, it is off to Wichita. And yep, Bob, it's time for us to head back to San Antonio. We got a 2-hour road trip. And so far, pretty good on that one. Well, it was a run by a win. And so far, Corpus Christi held their defense. Now a 8-7 ball game. And so far, that will do it. Well, Bob, this first half, we are officially on vacation. And so far, we are just super excited for our series there in Wichita. Well, Ben Gelman will be in charge of that series. And so far, I have done a lot of games. And well, finally, we are pretty much finished for 10 straight days. That means we could do whatever we want. Well, anyway, let's give you a runs, hits, and errors. First, for the victorious Corpus Christi Hooks, 8 runs, 11 hits, no errors. And for San Antonio, 7 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. Omar Cruz is getting the loss for San Antonio. Kim Smith, the third baseman, 2 for 4, a home run that led to 3 RBIs batted in. And the win for Corpus Christi is Jose Fleury, as he gets the win on the mound for Corpus Christi. Well, gotta say, as we finalize this one, Amarillo is 2 runs ahead of Midland, top of the 4th inning. They are the last ones that are playing baseball here tonight. And so far, yep, the kids are running the bases as we go through this evening. And so far, pretty good one as of that. Well, anyway, Bob and myself will be back on Friday, July 18th, when we're at home back in San Antonio to take on the Amarillo Sod Poodles. And so far, we are just happy that we're getting our 10-day break. We work hard, and so far that was pretty much it. We had at least 2 weeks here. We had our 12 games, and now it's Ben Gelman who's getting his 6 games in. So anyway, it's his turn to do some. Well, anyway, for all of us here in Corpus Christi, we will see y'all back on July 18th. Short 3-game set against Amarillo to kick off a 9-game homestand to lead off the second half of the regular season. For myself and Bob, for everybody here, final score one more time. Corpus Christi 8, San Antonio 7 here in this one. Well, gotta say, pretty good day, but no San Antonio got swept one more time in this series. Well, a home win for Corpus Christi, and so far they are now trailing the Sod Poodles by 8.5 games back. Well, anyway, it might be raining when we get up in San Antonio later this evening, and so far, Bob, hopefully get back to your wife and stuff and everything else. But anyway, pretty good day today, and so far, pretty day. Now, hopefully everybody had a nice day this week, and so far it was a great one. Well, anyway, Corpus Christi, the visiting Springfield Cardinals coming to town. That is Tuesday through Sunday to wrap up the first half at home. And so far, that will pretty much do it. For all of us here, our final Corpus Christi 8, San Antonio 7. Have a good week, and first half finish for myself and Bob. And we are officially on vacation. So y'all have a good week in Wichita, boys, and we'll see y'all again soon.